Welcome to Macro Crest, where we focus on fundamentals for directional bias, and we have our technicals for entry, which we'll be going in deep dive for this week. What we do have, as we've been looking out through other weeks, dollar strength, euro neutral weakness, the pound weak, neutral to bullish. We have the CAD kind of neutral, Swiss kind of bearish, yen bearish, and then we have this for the week. On Tuesday is the most relevant data, which is the labor data from the pound, from the CPI from the USD, and which what we're pricing in for the pound is a weak one. But for the USD, we have kind of bullish CPI on monthly basis. Then we have the year on year exactly the same. So this is still telling us that the inflation is still where it is. And for that reason, Dixie, what we do have is looking at bullish sentiment, bullish market from the Dixie. And if we are looking at the Dixie, a bullish, because it's reacting, it's coming up from this demand, which I didn't expect, but that's a demand, and expecting price to get as high as this point. So probably 106, 107 area. For this reason, I would have my Euro USD because I'm weak, bearish on the Euro. Looking at this is a bearish leg coming down. Of course, if this is a bearish leg, I expect price to head down here. And if we look at it from our 4 hours time frame or daily time frame, we're creating a bearish structure to the downside. We can see that this has been broken structure, and price is reacting from this particular demand. Of course, if that happens and we call this a breakout structure, then I'm looking at price coming to this point, then we can look for a short again. But if for any reason it doesn't react there, then all this, we could say it's liquidity for price to head up to this supply for a short. So we might have our short here, or it comes and grab liquidity. It grabs it as liquidity before we see a drop. But the first point of call would be this 103.40 area. That should work. And then we have the USD JPY, which is what I'm looking out for as longs. So this was what I've been following up last week. Beautiful setup. From the weekly time frame, what we do have is price is reacting from a demand, which was liquidity, and then what we have is this is a higher high, this is a higher low. You could see this on the 4 hours time frame, and if this is a higher high, this is a higher low, we're expecting a higher high. So this is a demand, of course, so price should do this. I'm expecting a push to this, so this is liquidity. That's what I'm looking out for before we could see a deeper retracement and then something like that. And for this reason, you could also look at the USD card, USD Swiss. USD card, USD Swiss should do the job, but USD Swiss, this range is a problem. Sorry about that. This range is a problem. So if this could come here, then we could see beautiful longs. But if it should go higher and then pull back, you can still look for longs. Same goes for the USD card. This is a breakout structure. Looking at it from a weekly time frame, what we see is this. So price is reacting from this demand, and we had a very massive bullish candle last week. So the 4 hours time frame supply demand, we should have this point, very beautiful demand. I'm anticipating the market might react here, but worst case scenario is price coming here, which is still a good one if you look at it from our daily time frame. That should look good. The second point is a good one, but look for confirmation. Due to the euro's weakness, I'm looking at the euro's Aussie shots from the weekly time frame. This is what I'm saying. I have this point as my breakout structure. So this is a traditional supply and demand. This is a PCP pattern, kind of, but then if price doesn't react here, we expect this to come down, but if it doesn't hold, we look at this point here before we can look for longs if it's going to happen. And for this reason, I have this 4 hours breakout structure. I'm expecting this to be liquidity. So this point is an area of demand supply for me. Let's see how the market would act. We have all this Swiss weakness, so I'm expecting this price to continue to the upside. This was my analysis last week. So we have this deeper pullback, so I'm expecting this to continue higher. It's just the same thing with the pound Swiss. So this is this. So I'm expecting a higher point, and the internal movement here is quite interesting. So we have this breakout structure here, then we have this area of liquidity, and then we have this break. So a pullback to this demand should hold very excellently well. So that's what I'm looking out for, because this is internal structure. So as we can see, this is the internal structure. So possibly around here we should have our longs, or a little bit much of a liquidity grab should work for us. So that's what we should be looking out for. For the pound card, we could see longs massively because of weakness in the pound on the card. And remember, last week was pound interest rate, which was a bullish cut, and then what you're seeing is this on the day, 4 hours, and the daily. So this is what I'm saying. Looking at longs on this pound card going to the upside, very clean. The pound yen, same thing, longs to the upside, but prices at the supply, which looks very tricky. And but if we look at this, there is nothing here. All this looks like liquidity, so we could actually see price get hit as high as this 204 area before anything like this. So let's do have a safe trading week.